What is up, gamers? It's Zonda here, and I'm doing a MCC Reach Snipes tier list for the maps. So I guess it's just all the maps in the playlist, and then we have S, which is just the god tier maps that are extremely fun to play, always good, great angles, everything. A, which is the really good maps. Really no complaints about them, but they can play trash. B, above average maps. C, just an average map. D, just a below average map. And then barf emoji is just dog shit maps that make me want to throw up in my mouth every time I play them. So first, we're just going to go alphabetically here. We have Anchor 9, which is a DLC map that they added and decided to weight as 20% of the games you play, pretty much. It really is a pretty decent map. The angles are pretty good. Uh, I do get a bit of screen lag, but that's because my Xbox One's a little old. The top mid area is kind of closed off, but you can push it from a bunch of different ways, and you can look at it from a bunch of different ways. The bases are decently closed off, but you don't have too much of a problem with kids looking in there. It really overall is it's a pretty unremarkable, just above average map. It's not horrible. I wish I didn't play it as much as I do, but it's fine. I don't complain too much when I get it. Next we have Asylum. Asylum was not in the 360 Reach Snipes playlist, but it is in the MCC Reach Snipes playlist. They recently added it. When I first saw they added Asylum, I wasn't sure how it was gonna play. It plays fine. There are some bad things to it. You have kids camping their own rocks, head glitching. You have people being a little passive in their hut, but overall, you can get some clips. You can have a little fun. It's a decent experience. I'd give it also another above average, around a B tier. Next, there's Battle Canyon. In my opinion, it's the best out of the Halo 1 maps, which is saying very, very little. It's really not great. The teleporter rooms are trash. The angles are pretty horrible. Uh, the the bases are just mazes, and when someone decides they're gonna stay in a base, it's just horrible. There's very little redeeming quality about it. In my opinion, this map should have been left to die in Halo 1. Next, we have Boardwalk. Boardwalk's one of the bigger maps in the playlist, but well, it is pretty big. It's open, and no one really goes to the bottom, like the bottom ends of the map, so it's decent. There's plenty of spots to go that are pretty fun. There's decent jumps to do that are kind of entertaining, and you generally don't have to look too hard to find people, but it definitely depends on the people you're playing. It's like an average map. It's not great. It's not horrible. I don't dash it ever. It's just average. Uh, Next we have Condemned. Condemned is a DLC map that they decided to add. Condemned is bigger than most countries in the world. It is absolutely horrible. The gameplay is horrible. The low grav area in the middle is garbage, and it adds zero to the gameplay experience. It's just a gimmick. The side areas are huge, but also very closed off, so the angles are absolute trash. There is absolutely nothing good about this map. It is complete trash, and also it is weighted so high. You will get it so many times, and now I just dash it. Uh, Also, another fun fact about Condemned is if you will not finish a game of Condemned without anyone quitting. It's going to be a 4v3, a 3v3, a 2v2, a 4v1. People do not like this map. No one likes it. People dash it. People don't play it. People just quit because they're not having fun. This map is dog shit, and it makes me barf every time I see it. Next we have Countdown. Countdown much better than Condemned. Uh, it's a classic Reach Science maps. It's really quite solid. There's plenty of places to go. There's fun jumps to do. The angles are pretty good. You can get spawners for multi kills, pretty alright. some people can play kind of passive on it, which makes it not that fun. But overall, more often than not, Countdown's a really good map, and I have a lot of fun on Countdown. That's an easy A tier. Next is High Noon. High Noon is another dog shit map. It is just garbage. There's two places that maybe you want to be, which is a small tower and a big tower. There's all these pillars, which makes so that I get about 10 blood shots a game. The angles aren't fun because it's just a pre-scope fest of head glitching, stand stilling, whatever. There's no creativity in pushing angles. There's just nothing you can do. If someone is there's nothing you can do. You have to run if you're trying to challenge something and you want to change the challenge, like catch them off guard. You really can't do it. You can't like the only option is like run through a bottom mid area, which is just completely open. And this map is absolute trash. It should have been left in Halo 1 to die. Speaking of being left in Halo 1 to die, we have Penance, another just horrendous map. The gameplay on it is absolutely horrible. It makes me think they didn't playtest the map. It's so bad. There's pretty much nothing good about it. You will have so many losers stand still pre-scoping the teleporter. There's only one place on the map where people like to be pretty much, which is just that top area where you can pre-scope the teleporter and pre-scope the hallway. It's just a garbage pre-scope fest and down narrow hallways and pre-scoping teleporters. I pretty much never had fun on a game of Penance. I don't think I ever will. And one of my biggest goals in life is to never play it again. Next, we have Pinnacle. Pinnacle is a new map that they added. It used to not be in 360 Reach Snipes. Well, actually, they had it at the very beginning, then took it out, and now I guess 343 put it in. It's it's fine. It's not horrible. It can be good in a good clip lobby. It can be good, but since this is Team Snipers, it's not the same. Clipping noobs isn't the same because they also have a snipe, and they can blame you too. So it's fine. I would put it in a C tier, maybe a B, but I think I want to put it under Asylum. It can play pretty well. If you get it for sweats, it plays really really trash because of all the head glitching. But you can get clips on it, so a C is probably the right place, right around Boardwalk. But in reality, it's like a C plus. Next we have Powerhouse. My opinion on Powerhouse is going to be unpopular, I think. I actually really, really like Powerhouse. There's a bunch of fun jumps to do. The angles are solid. No one can really sit anywhere. Super passive, super annoying. So more often than not, I can actually just run around and get kids off spawn, get good angles, whatever. I'd put Powerhouse on a solid A tier with Countdown. I think it's above Anchor 9 and Asylum. I think it's a really solid map. I always enjoy playing it, even against sweats, noobs, anything. Next is Reflection. Reflection's pretty dog shit. There's really not much good about it. It's really closed off. There's a whole bottom area of the map that just doesn't really get used at all. The main area, just the top snipe area, is kind of where all the action happens, but it's just a bunch of like wall glitch peeking and pre-scoping. It's just not that fun at all. It can be super long games as well. I think it belongs in the D tier. It's below Boardwalk. It's just kind of not fun. It's it's definitely a below average map. I don't like seeing it. Next is Sword Base. Sword Base is another map that 343, in their infinite wisdom, decided to add. Sword Base plays absolutely horrible for Team Snipers. There's pretty much nothing good about it. It's the Halo Reach version of Prisoner, and I think Prisoner is one of the worst FPS maps of all time. Sword Base is just horrible. It's just pre-scoping the same angles over and over. It's a really closed off map. You spawn bottom mid, and then you spawn bottom, and you have to make your way up because that's where people are gonna stay. It's just not fun. There's just nothing good about it. It's just pre-scoping. This map allows for bad kids to do well as well, so it's probably a D tier. It's close to Barf tier, But I'm trying to keep Barf tier pretty prestigious with these maps, which are just they really are a step below. They are horrible. So yeah, a D tier is a good place for it. Next is Zealot. Um, Zealot's an amazing map in my opinion. Ever since I've loved it ever since I've played it. What I like about it is the angles are solid. Pretty much every angle you take is an even. It's like an even angle. Like both parties have. It's like a 50-50 shot. It's like the more skilled player wins. It it has so many places that you can decide to stay. Like ring three is valid. You could go landing to landing, and that's fine. You could sit on the objective, and that works fine. You could go from spiral to spiral and have a good game. It really is just it's a super versatile map. You never have to try too hard to find anyone. Everything about it's just solid. It's good against sweats. It's good against noobs. It's just a really good map. So yeah, I think that's my complete tier list. As you can see, this is a new map, 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 and this is a new map. They made the playlist noticeably more garbage with these horrible maps. I don't know who makes the decisions, but they did a horrible job, and I don't think they play Team Snipers because these maps are absolute dog shit. And yeah, there's not much more to it. They should bring back Uncaged and maybe bring back Hemorrhage. Uncaged is easily an A or an S tier, but they took it out. Probably because some 343 employee got spawn killed too many times on it. Uh, Hemorrhage, pretty fun map against noobs, in my opinion. Not horrible. I don't know why they took that out. Especially if they're adding stuff like this. I don't know why they take out Uncaged or Hemorrhage, but who knows? Yeah, this is the tier list. Let me know what you guys think, what you guys would change, and if anyone wants to, I can give them the link to this and they can make their own, but I doubt anyone does. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys.